Hi, I'm Gail. Welcome to my 270 square foot apartment here in East Harlem. So when I first moved in here, it actually had a totally different arrangement. I had my couch up against this wall. I had like the credenza over here. And living in a small space, I think proportions are critical because you can't have something that's overtaking or overpowering. It all has to work together. Fun fact, this mirror was found in Astoria. Someone was throwing it out when I was living there at the time. And my partner and I carried it home before we went to work that day. As you can see, I don't have a television. I'm a big goer of the New York City movie theaters, but instead this is kind of like where I read, where I listen to music. I have a pretty extensive record collection. I think one of my favorite ones right now is the Lou Reed Coney Island Baby. That's actually, no, I have the Smiths on, but I usually keep my record on display. This candle holder I just got for a friend for their birthday, but then I was disinvited to the birthday party, so now I keep it for myself. This lamp I actually got from Providence, Rhode Island from this store called Pop. And one of the owners of Pop was in the band for Saturday Night Live, and he kind of like collected a bunch of furniture throughout his lifetime to a point where his wife said that you need to get rid of all this stuff because you're a hoarder. And this is Rod Serling. I'm a huge fan of The Twilight Zone, and I painted this one in high school. This one was a print that I got in Paris last year, and my friend who went to Puerto Rico got me this watercolor painting that I really loved, so I framed. This print I got from my aunts. They lived in New York City back in the 80s, so they actually got it at the studio from the artist, and they just handed it to me because they were moving out and they didn't have room for it in their new home. This is my bathroom. So when I moved in, I was immediately obsessed with the floor tile. I think this is the best type of bathroom floor tile, in my humble opinion. I also really liked the natural or in-place design. So like I immediately knew that I wanted to frame something right in this corner between the mirror and the black line. And I got this at a flea market in Los Angeles like 4 years ago. This is actually the first thing I hung up in the apartment. And then I found this little plant holder on Amazon, and the sun comes from the bedroom and it actually does hit this wall just like slightly for a couple hours every day. So the plant is able to live right here perfectly. I have a seashell chime that I made. There's actually like a few throughout the apartment, but just a little piece of the ocean as I go to use the shower. I found the shelf on Facebook Marketplace probably like 2 weeks after I moved in. And I'm a big collector of knickknacks, new and old. One of the oldest being these stack of books. These are actually my grandma's, but they're actually over 100 years old. This is probably the newest addition to my apartment. So I just got this bistro table recently. It's not upcycled. I bought it new, but I plan on having it for a long time. And then these are actually called Billy buttons, which I think is super fun. I hung them upside down for like 3 weeks in my bathroom and dried them out. So now I have little Billy buttons on display, and I tend to have a little bowl of Starbursts. I think like everyone prefers the pink Starbursts. And then this is a pennant light that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I knew I wanted some type of light fixture so that this space kind of had its own character and not just be an entryway into the bedroom. So this is where I sleep. You know, moving in, like brick already adds so much character that I feel like I didn't have to do much, especially since this is the room that has the windows as well. In this corner, I have a little like plant section. I recently got this newer, easier, forgiving plant, pothos, and it's just revitalized the corner. This is from an estate sale. It gives me like Hercules vibes, which I love, and like the color, like the rusty color. And it's the perfect height for my bed, which is taller than most beds because I wanted extra storage space underneath. These pillows, I like splurged from Urban Outfitters. And again, I've realized I have like pops of yellow between the belly buttons and these pillows, but these have traveled with me for a couple of years. And then this is like my closet. One thing that I did this past year that really just made it look better was that, you know, these little handlebars were just kind of like god-awful. So I kind of just like unhooked them and painted them like a new color just to make it look nicer, and it really has. I found this piece on Facebook Marketplace for like, I think it was $15 or something. And I think you're supposed to like mount it on a wall, but I just use it as a shelf. When I moved in, I kind of knew that I wanted floating shelves. So it kind of just like holds more of my books. My old professor from college actually gave me this camera because I am a photographer. These are little thimbles that I've collected. And this radio right here is actually like a vintage CBS clock radio. And then this chair, I am on the hunt for someone to reupholster it for me, but I got it for $4 at a Goodwill. This little knob I actually found on the streets in London, and I think it adds my own little personality to something that was given to me. So this disco ball was a gift for my 18th birthday from two of my best friends. You know, it's been living in my closet for the past year, so about a month ago I decided to hang it up. This is my kitchen area. I'm usually propagating some piece of pothos, and it's also a nice way to have a little bit of green in this area that doesn't have a lot of sunlight. And I have stacked mirrors like right over here. This mirror I just found on the streets probably like 3 weeks ago, and it was broken on one side, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I love symmetry. So I broke it on the other side just so that it was symmetrical and it actually fit perfectly. I got this magnetic knife holder, so I didn't have to drill any holes or anything, and I can have like all of my main knives right on the fridge. And then same thing, I've installed these little spice racks, which are like kind of my essential spices that I use. And then I use my fridge as my little gallery family wall. My sister just got this magnet for me saying I heart pickles. I was kind of notorious growing up for eating all the pickles at family events. And on top of the shelves, I also have like some trinkets that I can put on display. That fun, sexy looking woman was actually my grandpa's, which is a mystery. I got that little mermaid on the Upper West Side when I was living there at the time. And these cute little candle holders are from Brooklyn. I hope you enjoyed my apartment tour. You can follow me at There Goes Gail, and thanks for coming. Bye-bye.